We've seen some truly unforgettable villains in cinema, so brilliantly acted they've become cultural icons. These aren't just bad guys. They're complex, magnetic, and sometimes even disturbingly relatable. Welcome to Popcorn Primetime, and today we're counting down the 10 most iconic movie villains of the 21st century, ranked by a mix of cultural impact, critical acclaim, screen presence, and how much they got under our skin, so let's get right into it. Javier Bardem's Anton Chigurh is not your average hitman. In fact, he feels more like a force of nature, cold, calculating, and completely indifferent to human life. With his bowl-cut hair and calm delivery, he's unsettling from the moment he appears on screen. Armed with a captive bolt pistol and a coin flip to decide fate, Chigurh became instantly iconic. And here's some trivia. Bardem initially didn't want to take the role. He told the Coen brothers he didn't drive, spoke poor English, and hated violence. Their response? "Toin, that's exactly why we want you." It paid off. Bardem won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, and Chigurh became one of cinema's most haunting villains. The fact that he believes in his twisted moral code makes him all the more chilling. It's not often that a Nazi colonel becomes one of the most captivating characters on screen, but Christoph Waltz made it happen. As Hans Landa, the so-called Jew hunter, Waltz delivered a masterclass in polite menace. Here's what's wild. Quentin Tarantino almost shelved the movie entirely because he couldn't find the right actor to play Landa. Christoph Waltz came in late during casting and absolutely blew them away. The opening scene, 10 minutes of friendly conversation that slowly turns into psychological horror, tells you everything you need to know. Fluent in multiple languages, charming to a fault, and absolutely ruthless underneath it all. Landa won Waltz a well-deserved Oscar and gave Tarantino one of his best villains ever. No surprise here. Heath Ledger's Joker didn't just redefine the comic book villain, he became a cultural phenomenon. With smeared makeup, a scarred smile, and a philosophy built on chaos, this Joker was a ticking time bomb with no motive beyond watching the world burn. Ledger's process to get into the role has become the stuff of legend. He locked himself in a hotel room for weeks to create the character's voice and mannerisms. He also kept a Joker diary, writing as the character, including dark thoughts, twisted jokes, and even taped-in photos. That level of immersion helped create one of the most haunting performances ever put on screen and earned Ledger a posthumous Academy Award. Say what you will about Marvel, but they delivered one of the most complex villains in blockbuster history. Thanos wasn't evil for the sake of it. He was terrifying because he believed he was right. Josh Brolin gave Thanos weight, dignity, and terrifying logic. His goal to erase half of all life in the universe wasn't personal. It was practical. And by the end of Infinity War, when he actually succeeds, you realize this wasn't a comic book fight, it was a tragedy on a cosmic scale. What many people forget is that Thanos is a fully motion-captured character. Brolin acted every scene in a skin-tight suit with dots all over his face. And yet, the emotion, the gravitas, comes through loud and clear. No villain in the MCU has matched that level of depth since. Javier Bardem. Again. Yes, he's that good. As Raul Silva, a rogue MI6 agent with a personal vendetta, Bardem is terrifying in a completely different way than Chigurh. Silva isn't trying to take over the world. He just wants revenge on M, played by Judi Dench, for abandoning him years ago. The result is a villain who's theatrical, tech-savvy, and disturbingly intimate. Bardem walks the line between flamboyant and terrifying with ease, delivering a Bond villain performance that rivals the franchise's best. Here's the kicker. Bardem's transformation involved prosthetic teeth to create that eerie facial disfigurement, and he loved it so much. He asked to keep the prosthetic after filming. Method acting. But with bonus dental horror. Most villains hide in the shadows. Amy Dunn hides in plain sight, with a smile and a diary. Rosamund Pike's performance in Gone Girl is cold, controlled, and terrifyingly brilliant. Amy fakes her own disappearance, frames her husband for murder, and manipulates public opinion like a pro. And the scariest part? She gets away with it. To prep for the role, Pike moved in with author Gillian Flynn for a deep dive into Amy's psyche. She even trained with a police advisor on how to stage a fake crime scene. This wasn't just a thriller. It was a commentary on media, relationships, and the lengths people go to maintain control. Pike earned an Oscar nomination, and Amy Dunn entered the pantheon of modern femme fatales. Leonardo DiCaprio finally played a villain, and he made it count. As plantation owner Calvin Candy, DiCaprio brings charm and sadism in equal measure. He's educated, refined, and completely depraved. One of the most unforgettable scenes in the film, Candy smashing a glass during his dinner monologue, wasn't in the script.
Now lay your palm flat on that tabletop. If you lift those palms off that turtle shell tabletop, Mr. Pooch is gonna let loose with both barrels that sawed off.
DiCaprio actually cut his hand during the take and kept going. That commitment turned a great scene into a legendary one. Candy is grotesque because he doesn't see himself as evil. He sees himself as civilized. That's what makes him truly dangerous. And Leo's performance? Unforgettable. Joaquin Phoenix's Commodus is pure insecurity wrapped in royal robes. When his father, the Emperor, favors General Maximus over him, Commodus does what all rational sons do. He murders his dad and seizes the throne. Phoenix plays Commodus as pitiful and powerful at the same time. He's emotionally erratic, manipulative, and obsessed with legacy. Phoenix was so deep in the role, he often stayed in character between takes. In one scene, he actually improvised the line, "Am I not merciful?" screaming it so suddenly that it visibly startled Connie Nielsen on camera. That take also kept in the movie.
Am I not merciful? Am I not merciful?
It's a performance that earned him an Oscar nomination and helped Gladiator win Best Picture. He might not be the strongest villain on this list, but he's definitely one of the most psychologically fascinating. Denzel Washington flipped the script on his heroic image to play Alonzo Harris, a corrupt LAPD detective who uses the badge for his own power. Charismatic, street smart, and completely ruthless, Alonzo keeps you guessing until the very end. Fun fact, that final scene where he gets served with justice? Almost entirely improvised. Washington turned up the energy, the ego, and the chaos, and gave us one of the greatest mic drop villain exits ever filmed. Washington's performance won him the Academy Award for Best Actor. And rightfully so. Alonzo doesn't just break the law, he rewrites it. He's the devil with a badge, and watching him unravel is equal parts thrilling and terrifying. Daniel Day-Lewis doesn't play characters, he becomes them. And as Daniel Plainview, he becomes a man driven entirely by greed and resentment. An oil man with no interest in humanity beyond what he can extract from it, Plainview is a slow-burning storm of ambition and hatred. And Day-Lewis plays him with terrifying intensity. He stayed in character both on and off set, reportedly speaking in Plainview's voice for the entire production. The iconic line, "I drink your milkshake," wasn't even in the original script.
If you have a milkshake, and I have a milkshake, and I have a straw, there it is, that's a straw. Watch it. My straw reaches across the room and starts to drink your milkshake. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up!
It was based on a real-life U.S. Senate hearing transcript that Paul Thomas Anderson found and handed to him on set. The result? A towering performance that earned Day-Lewis an Oscar and delivered one of the greatest villain monologues in modern film history. And that's our list. 10 iconic villain performances that didn't just define their movies, they dominated them. Who blew you away the most? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to Popcorn Primetime for more hot lists, breakdowns, and character deep dives every single week.